Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm reading another story to you, another nonfiction narrative story. A narrative nonfiction story. And like I said yesterday, these are stories that are based on a true person or a true event or a true invention that happened before, but the author is telling it in a way that's going to entertain you. So some of the dialogue might be not what exactly they said. Some of the ways that things are happening might be not the exact way they happened, but it is still true about what um, the main focus is. And in this story, 8 Days Gone, this is about an event that happened in our history. It's about the 8 days it took for the first man to land on the moon. So this is kind of their journey of getting there and a little bit of the story. But like I said, not exactly what happened because this is a story that's trying to entertain you. It's a narrative nonfiction. So 8 Days Gone by Linda McReynolds, illustrated by Ryan O'Rourke. Guess that's how you say his last name. Let me move my face out of the way. Okay. Hundreds gather, hot July, spaceship ready, set to fly. Launchpad countdown, smoke and flame, rumbling, blasting, seizing fame. Rockets orbits, engines fire, toward the moon, soaring higher. Shrinking planet, streaming fast, starry darkness, sprawling vast. Look how small Earth is getting because they're going further and further away from it. Fasten helmets, gloves, and boots, backpacks, air tanks, bulky suits. Ooh, look at how big they are. Spacecraft readied, system checks, lunar module disconnects. Michael Collins stays with ship, waits observing, tracking trip. Nation watching, bated breath, eagle landing, life or death. Armstrong makes one small step, giant leap from years of prep. Edwin Aldrin hops around, boot prints left on ashen ground. Desolation silent, dark, tranquil sea, barren, stark. Have equipment, careful test, exploration, lunar quest. Snapping pictures, planting flag, soil samples, rocks in bag. Eagle docking, mission ends. Journey home to family and friends. Swiftly speeding, Earth ahead, ship arriving, news to spread. Ocean splashdown, heroes seen, helicopter, quarantine. Brave explorers, safe return, data gathered, much to learn. Lunar mission reached new heights, paved the way for future flights. So that was more of a rhyming book. So So it's kind of like a little hard to understand what exactly happened in those 8 days. So the author gave us a note to tell us exactly what happened in those 8 days. And this is a real live photo of the lunar module right there. The astronauts are in that and they're about to land on the moon. So it says on July 16th, 1969, the Apollo 11 mission to the moon began with the launch of a Saturn V rocket from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. After being thrust through space, the command module Columbia and the lunar module Eagle separated from the rocket and headed for the moon. On board were three astronauts: Neil Armstrong, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. All three of those names were mentioned in the story. So, like I said, this story is about true things, just in a fun way to tell you about it. On July 20th, Eagle detached from Columbia and made its descent to the lunar surface. Collins remained on board Columbia, orbiting the moon, while the other two astronauts landed Eagle on the area of the moon called the Sea of Tranquility. Armstrong and Aldrin performed scientific tests and collected samples of soil and rock. After 2.5 hours, the astronauts planted an American flag as a reminder of their visit and left the lunar surface. All that was said in this story. Eagle rejoined Columbia and the crew began its journey home. Once Columbia re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, parachutes opened and safely lowered the module into the Pacific Ocean. The crew was picked up by a helicopter and taken to the USS Hornet, a nearby recovery ship. That was also said. They said they landed in the water. Because traveling to the moon had never been done before, scientists were uncertain whether it would have any negative effects on humans. The astronauts were put in a quarantine until it was determined that they were not sick from their journey. While in quarantine, the heroes were visited by President Richard M. Nixon. So, just like you are right now, you are stuck in a quarantine because of the coronavirus, just to make sure that you don't get sick. So they're making you stay in a certain place, your home, right? A shelter in place, you're staying at your home. Well, these astronauts visited the moon, a place that no one has ever been to before. So when they got back, they had to be quarantined all by themselves, not talking to anyone, just in case they had something from the moon. But they didn't, so that was good. Although the entire mission lasted only 8 days, its historic nature makes one of the most famous missions of the space program. It also fulfilled President John F. Kennedy's dream of sending a man to the moon and bringing him safely back to Earth before the end of the 1960s.